Hi, and welcome to this episode of Queen City Skin podcast that informs you of skin and cosmetic issues. But today we're taking a deeper look at Charlotte Skin and Laser, the practice that founds this podcast. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Rostan, and I have with me the practice manager of Charlotte Skin and Laser, Debbie Ouvier. She has been the practice manager of this practice for almost 8 years.
Yes.
She has led this practice in a period of rapid growth, and she's done an excellent job at the helm. I will congratulate her. Prior to her coming here, she was in Florida, and she had a history of managing some plastic surgery offices. She had experience with our Next Tech practice software, and she's really taken it to the next level for us, enabling this growth. She is going to join me in a conversation about this growth, and including our new office in Huntersville, North Carolina, and some new staff additions. And I think she can share with us a little bit about the unique features of Charlotte Skin and Laser that enable this growth, and I think will enable success in other areas. Well, welcome, Debbie. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Dr. Rostan, for having me.
Welcome to Queen City Skin, the podcast where skincare meets science and confidence is always in style. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Rostan, board-certified dermatologist and founder of Charlotte Skin and Laser.
And I'm Dr. Emily McLean, a board-certified medical dermatologist at Charlotte Skin and Laser. We're here to cut through the noise, from social media myths to marketing hype, and bring you clear, evidence-based advice on caring for your skin at every stage of life.
Whether you're looking for everyday skincare essentials, the truth behind trending treatments, or lifestyle tips to age gracefully, you'll find it here.
Because healthy, beautiful skin isn't about perfection. It's about feeling confident and healthy.
Let's get started. I think you have some questions for me this morning.
I will tee it up. What inspired you to open a second location, and why now?
Well, after the pandemic, we really came out of that chute. Prior to the pandemic, we were in this building here at 130 Providence. It's a 2-story building, and I previously was in the first floor. Moved here in 2011. But we were ready to grow. It was kind of tight here with our cosmetic offerings and dermatology, and wanted to move up to the second floor. What many people may not know is that these 2 floors were not joined. So that involved putting in, well, first of all, you got to tear a hole in the floor, a big one, and then put in a staircase and an elevator. All this renovation took place while we were working here. Some patients at that time, they may recall, we were upstairs and you had to kind of work around a boarded off area. But if you had the V-beam pulse dye laser, you were taken down a back staircase that we call the turret. And it's cold, it was in the winter, to get down to the bottom floor because that's the only place we could plug the laser in. So kind of adventuresome times. We lost our skin store at the time. And in late 2019, we wrapped it all up. And we were just finishing up the touches and getting ready to announce our big opening. And then the pandemic happened. So I think that was another stunt to our growth. And then post-pandemic, I feel like we were able to handle the challenges very nimbly as a privately held solo physician practice and meet the challenges of opening up the practice in a pandemic era. And we had a tent set up outside with a hand washing station because that was all the rage back then.
I remember that.
But it's like a wind tunnel outside, and it's summertime. And I can't tell you how many times we chased that tent down that was covering the water station. So, those were frustrating times. They were stressful times. I kept everybody on board throughout the whole ordeal. But we came out in a growth phase, and I don't think that growth has stopped. We have created a lovely space here. And over the years, and with Debbie's help and our HR consultants' help, just really good leadership in key places. Many of you that come to my practice interact with some of my leaders, like Alexa, the cosmetic coordinator, and Kristen, my nurse injector. we have managed to create a team that is very cohesive. They're talented, they want to learn, and they uphold the values of Charlotte Skin and Laser. So that led us to, hey, maybe we can grow. And also, Dr. Rostan is slowing down, physically slowing down and wanting to do more of the hobbies that I really enjoy. I really haven't been out golfing. It's so time consuming. But I have a horse, and you can't ignore a horse. And so for me to go out and ride the horse, just the way I keep him, it's a half-day affair. So I dialed back and no longer saw medical patients. I do see a few, that is true. Brought on Dr. McLean as a medical dermatologist, Ellie as a medical PA, and we've been growing in the medical world. Is that a problem? He's going to go for a while. Okay. And trying to continue the offerings that I had done for so long with both medical and cosmetic. We just are kind of running out of space and wanting to bring on other providers, other physicians. We need another space. Mm-hmm. So I looked around. I said I had 2 spots in mind. Debbie remembers.
Yep.
I'm going to go up north, Huntersville, Cornelius area, or I'm going to go down Weddington, Waxhaw area. That was a little bias because I do keep my horse down in Weddington. The real estate market for renting space in that area either was tight or non-existent. Mm-hmm. And that led me to find this space in Huntersville. It's much bigger space than we had intended, but it's lovely. And so we took a big chunk and we built there. Also, I think, and I think Debbie will agree, she did some research in this, I think there's a real need in the Lake area. We are operating and telling our referring physicians, let us wow you. And the wow is not just us and our excellence and our values, but it's seeing patients that need to be seen on an emergent basis within 1 week, okay? When there's a need, we will see you. I just saw a woman that's getting married this weekend. We saw her at the Huntersville office yesterday for kind of this bleeding mole. I had to go. She has her wedding this weekend. So within 1 week, let us wow you. I think we can rise to that challenge and do it. So we felt a need up north. We definitely had a need for space here and growth. And there was room in Huntersville, and it's just a beautiful campus where this practice is located.
And how does this growth reflect the evolution of the practice's mission?
I think it reflects how, when you set in place a value system on which you hire employees and you give them reviews and you hold them to that standard and help them grow, you can carry that culture and those values to another place. We were not in a position to do this 5 years ago. We were, as many practices were, kind of on our heels post-pandemic, and we've really dedicated a lot of time investment, people investment in developing a nice culture and a set of values that Dr. McLean and I worked on. Those values include excellence, honesty, teamwork, learning, and success. Excellence, we focus on excellent clinical care, both medical and cosmetic, and excellent customer service. We try our best to make this complex medical world and paperwork easier. We still struggle. I promise you, if anyone's listening, like, oh my God, all that paperwork, we try. We're still trying, making it easy and approachable for the patient. That's where we want to stand. Again, we welcome feedback, and we take feedback from patients as readily as we can. Honesty, I'm the most honest person you'll meet, and so is Debbie and my staff. Many of my staff have worked for me for over 15 years. Debbie is hitting year number 8 this July. So we've got, I know these people, and they're very honest. That was just one of our values. Teamwork is critical to this success, and I think we do have a team that's willing to pitch in and help anybody out, even on the admin side and clinical and approaching things in a teamwork. But it's also teamwork with the patient. We team with the patient to get them the best results. Learning is a big value for us. I encourage all the staff, whether you're cosmetic or medical, to learn. Ongoing learning, we support going to conferences, both medical and for admin. Debbie can speak to that. I'll ask her about that. We learn in office as a team together. We have a Teams channel. We share cases. We talk about cases. If I've read something interesting, I'll put it on there and share. As the other providers do in this office, we have an injector channel, ongoing learning for medical doctors and PAs, nurse practitioners. Got a laser channel. It's abundant information. And then the estheticians. And then I even share product information with the front desk so they can help people. On the admin side, we've also supported learning. The last value is success, and that is success for the practice, of course. That, everyone wants to work for a successful team and have success. It's success for the patient, too. We're training some PAs now, and I talk to them like, did you make that patient's itch go away? Have we achieved success for that patient? And if the answer is no, I'm like, you have to keep trying. We got to find a place where we have helped that patient. But it's also success for each individual employee here. Debbie, I think, helps lead that effort a little more on the admin side, and I might be a little more on the clinical side. But Debbie, tell our audience, because I think this is critical to our growth too, how you have brought in success on the admin side, both with new technology, but also cross-training employees and giving them the tools to enable success.
Sure. Well, I think a big mantra of ours over the last year or two really has been leaning into technology to make us more efficient and really evaluating our manual processes and really seeing how we can lean into automation to make us more efficient, to eliminate that friction for our employees, and to make sure, again, that we're doing our part to make them satisfied and successful in their work. So I feel like we've done a really great job of doing that. We've brought on TouchMD, really leveraged technology, and for like online scheduling, a virtual wait list, all those things that at the end of the day really kind of culminate and really do great things for the practice. And I think to Dr. Rostan's point, like in terms of the ongoing education and learning opportunities, I can't say enough, not only for myself personally, but in terms of, leadership growth opportunities to really better us so that we can be better leaders for our team. I definitely feel like over these last 8 years, you really pushed me to really come out of my shell. I'm more of a lead by example type of person, not so much lead by voice. And so Dr. Rostan has pushed me to get out of my comfort zone to really be able to showcase my strengths and skill sets and other ways to help guide our team. And I think we've just done a really good job of really being critical in the front about who are we hiring? Are we hiring the right people for the right seats of the bus for us to be able to manage the growth that we're taking? And I think we've just been really smart about our hiring. And so I think at this point, we just have such a great team that I really feel confident that even though we're spread across 2 locations now, I think we've set our team up for success, that they can really be able to thrive in different environments. And so I just feel like we've done a really good job on that front.
I agree. And the other change that has happened is a change in me. So I started this practice in 2001 as a solo practitioner, and for all my career did both medical and cosmetic dermatology, and prided myself in providing excellent care in both realms. Providing that level of care and keeping up with CME and the latest and greatest really got kind of fatiguing, and running the business. Mm-hmm. But I lived in a lane where I was very happy, and we had some happy employees. We did not have a lot of growth, just fine with me. I'm just plodding along, enjoying it. But I think to offer some of the conveniences in technology and the opportunities in training and opportunities for our patients, that growth was necessary. And so I've embraced it, and I need to embrace it. I need to take a step back and let others be the leader of this practice, and that's where we are. And I welcome feedback from my employees. I don't know that they believe me on that, but I do, because they need to tell me when to to back down and let others lead. So
But I think with Dr. Rostan taking a little bit of step back, even though she's not patient facing, she is spending more time on the business, and I think that's also afforded her the opportunity to interact with our leadership team more. So she's more accessible, and I think in terms of our growth, I don't know if we could really achieve what we have without you being able to prioritize. These are the set days for patient care, and then these are the hours and the days that I'm accessible to my leadership team that I can really work on the business. So I think, again, although that might be a deterrent for some people where she's not accessible for patients, she's really brought on teams so that others can really step in and be able to provide the same level of care that they've expected in the past with Dr. Rostan. So to me, it's been a great benefit to have her to be more accessible to us and the leadership team for sure.
Super. I appreciate that. And that's developed a leadership team that has led developing the Huntersville office. And Debbie, you've been up there. Describe the medical office building and our office there.
It's a beautiful space. There's a lot of space. And I feel like, as
we got our steps in, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I mean, there's a lot. But I think that just allows us to know that we have room to grow even more so in Huntersville. And I think once we have a team up there, that's filling up that capacity, in some ways, I don't even know if you'll really recognize it because there is a lot more space. You don't feel so much on top of them. But I have to say, it's just, we've really done it. You did a great job on the 4 plans. And, I'm excited to just see where the growth takes us there. So,
yeah, I think it's wowed the employees. I mean, this is Myers Park. This building was built 1970-something, 74, and we've got it nice. It looks very lovely, but, narrow hallways and just it's typical Myers Park. But you go up to Huntersville, and it's a modern medical campus. The landlord up there has created 2 buildings that are all medical. It's a lovely campus, and I'm a tough judge. The parking lot is clean and neat. The landscaping is beautiful. The location is central to a lot of easy shopping, and but not tight, crowded highway right outside.
Agreed.
So very, very nice. It's Healthcare Realty. I will congratulate them, even though I've only been in there 2 weeks. But I like and they keep the common area in the building. So many of you may have been to some old buildings in South Park, and you're like, whoa. The common area of this building is very nice. And again, upholding the values that we value includes excellence. That means excellence in how we look and feel. The employees giggle at me because I run around this parking lot picking up trash. I mentioned the wind tunnel. Unfortunately, the wind tunnel blows trash, so I'm running around picking that up and debris. What offerings will we be doing in Huntersville is a question that comes up a lot. And it's basically the same. We will offer medical dermatology services with both a physician and PA. Mm-hmm. We will offer surgical up there that we do here. Mole removals, cyst removals, lipoma removals, simple skin cancer removals. We are trying to recruit perhaps a Mohs surgeon to do more advanced skin cancer surgery. We have space for that. We'll be offering cosmetic services. Lauren Adams, our new injector RN, will be up there doing both the relaxers as well as filler. And we did install some lasers up there that she'll be using. We will have the vascular pigment laser that is Derma V. That's what we use. Very versatile. We already have that up there, in the 1927 Ultralaser MD, fractional non-ablative laser. And we have our favorite RF microneedling device, Infinity Genius. And I'm looking at the other things, like our favorite IPL will be up there. Looking at adding estheticians. We have not done that yet, but there is room. And so you can go get facials and advanced facials there. Even as we look at stepping up our facial services here. Sclerotherapy will be offered up there. So it really will mirror many of the procedures you get here, with the exception of some of these other lasers that I just can't duplicate in 2 places just right yet. These are expensive devices. So it's not like putting another chair up there. It's a very expensive device. So we can do consultations up there. But if you need more advanced acne scar treatment, for example, you may be coming to our Myers Park office, and we will work closely together. Even if we've recommended a treatment that's not offered at Huntersville, you can get your consultation there. You can come to Myers Park and get your treatment. You can have your follow-up in Huntersville and continued care in Huntersville. So even though there might occasionally be a little back and forth, it's the convenience for some of our patients there in Huntersville for what they need. Having said that, if you were to drive from our office to Huntersville, it's actually pretty easy. But we're thinking about patients that come from other areas.
What do you want patients in the Huntersville area to know about what sets this practice apart from other dermatology's offices in that area?
Well, what I want them to know is the pride that we take in taking care of patients and taking care of their need and finding success for that patient. This is not a rubber stamp dermatology clinic. We often offer highly curated treatment plans. Some things are easy. I tell the PAs, some things are easy. Find a rubber stamp that plan, but not everything is. And many patients come to us after they have failed other treatments, and we really have to be creative. Put together all our resources, which is a large team that communicates well together, using the latest technology and medical treatments. We can also combine it with our cosmetic offerings to achieve the best result for patients. And that integration of the medical and cosmetic, as well as the integration of a highly well-oiled, cohesive team, patients benefit from that. And I think sometimes that's the difference that you get in a small group versus a big group. Our motto is big office expertise with small office feel. So when I'm recruiting, when I'm talking to people that work here, I'm like, look, I am demanding that they offer the very best that they can, but it's for their good because they learn. I said, but it has to have that small office feel, that personal touch, and that we keep in touch with our patients and meet them where they are and help them find a solution, even if we have to refer out from this. Our philosophy is integrating the art of medicine with the science of beauty. And it's the art of medicine that I teach and Dr. McLean teaches and we practice. Medicine is science, right? And there are protocols and guidelines, but using that art to find out what really is bothering the patient and taking care of them when they need it, that's the art. And then, of course, beauty is an art, and I teach that too, but we focus on the science of beauty skincare, beauty rejuvenation, and renewal. So integrating the art of medicine with the science of beauty is a principle we stick with and tout, and then maintaining big office expertise with small office feel is important to us. And I think that allows the growth and elevates us above other practices. I even use that word with the providers that I want them to offer an elevated experience. Go the extra mile for the patient when they need it. And then, frankly, I think a big advantage is we can get you in. We have appointments available. We are willing to see you. We are contracted with a number of insurances. And when you come, we have a well-oiled, cohesive, warm, friendly staff that will take care of your needs, led by this wonderful woman, Debbie Ouvier, and other leaders. So, Debbie, what are your thoughts on what separates us from other practices, not only here in Myers Park office, but up at Huntersville?
I think, again, part of our core values is our training, and I think Dr. Rostan takes that very seriously in terms of onboarding of our provider staff, not only on the medical side, but on the cosmetic side as well. So Dr. Rostan is, very adamant about having an MD presence up there, along with our PAs and other APPs that might be up there. And part of that onboarding process is that they have a bit of training before they even start seeing patients. And I think that really is important and integral to make sure that we're setting them up for success. At the end, after their training, I feel like our patients can be confident in the fact that whether they're seeing an MD or one of our PAs, they know that they've received the training that they need to be able to deliver excellent care.
Yeah, I agree with those statements, and that's a very good point. We have been interviewing, and at one point I said to the leaders that I was amazed at what's being done outside the clinic in the cosmetic world and the lack of training. I have met candidates that are doing the same treatments we do here with no MD supervision, and they can't even tell me the wavelength of the laser. My staff has to pass a test. It makes them sweat. It's my test. And they go through rigorous training for that. For the PAs, Debbie is correct. They go through a 6-month period where they basically work side by side with the physician like a medical assistant. And we have weekly training sessions with them, almost weekly, where we all sit down. They present something, a topic, or we present to them. After that 6 months, they start slowly seeing patients on their own, but with close supervision from us, and I frequently will go in and see the patient. And then I review every chart of currently Cammie, who's just started seeing patients, Cammie Zeter, very brilliant young woman, and Alexis Lewis, who started about 4 months ago. And she even worked as a dermatology PA in Florida, but she needed the training in more dermatology that's not a skin check. But I confidently send my skin check patients to her. She is a hawk. She can find anything. On these reviews of charts, these poor young women, I just give them all these ideas and it's feedback. I think they can take it. So feedback from me is not necessarily, hey, that was terrible. It's just, hey, did you think of this? Here's an idea. Great idea here. Sometimes it's I think you need to call the patient back because did you really address it? Again, pushing that upper level, elevated service, they need to provide it too. And I can tell you folks, they're doing a great job. Mm-hmm. They're phenomenal. But they're still very much under my wing, and Dr. McLean helps out as well. She does a lot more day-to-day supervision while I'm doing a lot more of the chart review. And we are putting forth highly trained, responsible, polished physician assistants to take care of our patients. Well, I think this has been a great discussion about not only just who we are and how we got here and how we try to serve our patients better. Again, welcome feedback. We do our best. But also of where we're going. We just opened Huntersville. I mentioned that we don't offer everything at Huntersville that we do here, but that might be an avenue for future growth, or adding services there that seems to fit that market better than our Myers Park. So our goal will be to scale the current offices that we have. We're not on a growth parallel now that's going to pop up offices everywhere, at least not at this point, until some space opens up in Weddington. My patients that come from Weddington area and the employees, they're like, open up down here. So we'll see. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Queen City Podcast today. I'm glad you got to hear a little bit about who we are and where we're going and how we can better serve you. Again, we welcome your comments and feedback, and thank you again for listening.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to Queen City Skin with Dr. Elizabeth Rostan and Dr. Emily McLean.
We hope you're walking away with tips and insights you can trust, and maybe a little extra confidence too.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss a dose of skincare wisdom.
And if you have questions you'd like us to cover, connect with us at Charlotte Skin and Laser or find us on Instagram at Charlotte Skin and Laser.
Here's to healthy skin and feeling your best. We'll see you next time.